beside him. He didn't have any room to go, and so when he jumped in the water, he jumped in the doggone boat. Whoa! Whoa, he's coming after my spinnerbait. I guarantee you, I don't think I have enough fishing string on here or enough spinnerbait. He's... There's one. Come and eat that. Whoa, what a way to start. What a way to start right there. Look at that fish. I'm at Bienville Plantation. We just got here. It's been years since I've been at Bienville Plantation in North Florida. And we just got here. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. We've only got a couple hours before it's going to get dark. But what a way to start right there. Oh yeah, look at that fish. Jumped up there and grabbed that old Jimmy Houston Legend spinnerbait. That is a way to start. Look how healthy that fish is. Now that is a Florida sugar booger right there. That is a good one, man. I've chose a double willow leaf to start with today, chartreuse and white, and I've got a gold blade on the end, a nickel blade on the shaft. It's got a little bit larger Jimmy Houston blade on it than what a normal 3/8 bait would have. That allows you normally to catch a little bit larger fish. You can still catch small fish on it, which I usually prove every time I go that you can catch small fish. But that was a good one right there. Jumped up there and grabbed that thing. I don't know what we'll be fishing. We might try some crankbaits, some RC crankbaits. We might try the old American Originals. We might try some soft plastic, Lucky Strike soft plastic. I'm not sure what we're going to do. We've only got a couple hours, so you know, when I've only got a couple hours like this, instead of getting out here and really enjoying the last couple hours of the day, I'm fishing like a freight train. You know, I mean, I'm just like I'm on fire or something. I know I don't have very much time. It's going to be dark pretty soon, so I'm fishing 90 miles an hour. I need to slow down, Jimmy, and enjoy it a little bit. Woohoo! What a way to start. There's grass all underneath us. So you have a chance of getting a bite all the way back to the boat. And right up on the bank. That's where most of them ought to be, really. There's grass all under the boat right where I am. What's a good little fish right there, too. Look how fat he is. Well, these fish down here in Florida are dark. A Florida bass is a lot darker fish, and one of the reasons they're darker, of course, this water's kind of tannic down here. It's got a lot of tannic in it, and it's a little bit darker color water. It's clear, but it looks black, and it makes those fish look black too. Makes them pretty hard to see. I know that. It's hard to look down the water and see them. And we might find some beds. I don't know. We ought to have a few fish bedding right now. I'm not really wanting that spinnerbait very often, but it's a pretty nice fish when they grab a hold of it. This looked like a pretty steep bank right over here, and I thought it might come over here and drag a worm around a little bit. Golly. I'll put that baby Huey worm on there. The cranapple color. I think that's what color. It's kind of cranapple looking to me. Very first cast. I mean, the very first cast I got a bite. Very first throw. I still got my power poles down. I'm trying to move the motor. I've only got a 2/0 hook on there because I was fishing a little pow stick. I need to put a bigger hook on that big worm. That's a good fish right there now. That's a good fish. It's a big baby Huey right here. It's a pretty good sized worm. It's about a 10-inch worm. I got it skin hooked in there. Got an 1/8 ounce slip sinker on it. I swear that was the very first cast. I just came from church, so I'm telling you that was the very first cast. Not the second cast, very first one. Can't believe that. Sometimes a lot of people say it's bad luck to catch a fish on the first cast of the day or the first cast with a certain bait. We'll find out. That was the very first cast with that worm. What do they call it? Cranapple. That's what I said. Cranapple. Thought it looked like a cranapple. Everybody knows what cranapples look like. They look just like this. Oh, that baby doll is really, really looks good in the water. Looks like a red snake swimming around down there. Come here, baby. Come here, baby doll. baby Huey strikes again. Come here, boy, you fat little rascal. That's a little girl bass right there. Yes, it is. Maybe that 2-aught hook's big enough, huh? Can't hook them much better than that. I don't know how I'm gonna get it unhooked. Oh, good lands, Jimmy. You need to hook a 12-pounder that way, son. Oh, I know I got needle nose. Come here, baby. You gotta be careful. You bend hooks around when you have to use needle nose on a worm hook, but I don't have much choice. I can't get it undone. Oh, there we go. That's a good little fish right there. That's the smallest one I've caught, and that's a nice fish. You know, it's about 14 inches long, but fat, healthy. Pretty little girl. One of the things about using a larger size worm, like I've done right here, and I could keep on using that, but you see the way this worm's got all these joints in there? Here's one thing you can do. That's a big worm. That's a 10-inch worm. Bite that first joint off, and just use the worm. You still got a big worm there, and you can actually catch several fish on one worm. And I've said for years that the best scent you can put on a worm, there's a lot of good scents. You know, I like to use crawfish scent, shad scent, but the best scent you can put on there is the scent of another bass. You know, when you caught a bass on there, there you go, just like having a brand new worm. There's one. You know what's happening? Every fish I've caught's got a little smaller than the fish before. Oh, every fish I've caught has got a little smaller. Jimmy, it's not supposed to work that way. Unless you start out with a 12-pounder or something. That's still a nice little 12, 13-inch fish, but good gosh. I need to get, if I'm gonna do that, I need to catch about a 7-pounder and then start moving backwards. That's okay, I'll take them. I tell you what I'm doing. We got some wind and cloud cover, and we got rain coming in here. You know, it's like a 90% chance of rain tomorrow, so we don't really know how that day's going to turn out. But Bentonville is kind of a maze of water. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of acres of water, and well managed, and incredibly large fish and healthy fish. But it's a maze of water, and we got a nice breeze blowing today, and we got cloud cover, which obviously anyone knows that that's a perfect situation for a spinnerbait. And what I'm doing is when I'm out in the wind, you know, like once we get around that point, we're going to be out where the wind's blowing. We're getting that wind. I'll pick my spinnerbait back up and go down the windy bank with my spinnerbait. And then when I get on the areas that is protected and it's calm, that's when I pick that baby Huey worm up and throw it in. And worm seems to be working pretty good. I really haven't fished it all that much. Of course, you're not going to cover nearly as much water with a worm as you do a spinnerbait. But, and it seemed like you know, the fish I caught on a spinnerbait was a little bit larger fish. But it doesn't matter to me as long as I'm getting a bite. I like them all. I love them all. They're all beautiful to me. But when I get back in the wind, I'm going to pick that spinnerbait up and throw it down where that wind's beating in on the bank. And you can catch fish in dead calm water on a spinnerbait, no doubt about it. I've caught thousands of them. But wind is your friend when you're spinnerbaiting. You know, you got a windy bank. That's a good bank of spinnerbait. It blows a lot of the bait in there on it. They're chasing a little bit more. Bass are generally a little bit more aggressive. They can't see you, can't see the bait nearly as well, and you'll really end up catching a lot more on windy banks than you will calm banks. Oh, there's one. Little one come up there and eat that spinnerbait. Ha ha ha. Got in the wind, got the spinnerbait. Now that's a fish a little skinnier. That's the only one I've seen. It's a little long male fish. Got in the wind. Once I get back in the wind's changed direction on us, and the temperature's dropped. You know, in the last 5 minutes, the temperature's dropped from probably about 82 or 83 down to about 65. I mean, in just that short a period of time. All I got's my tournament jersey on, and it's I'm glad I got a long sleeve on because it's a little bit cool. And I don't know what it's going to do to the fish. The wind switched back around to the north. This is not a big front, I don't think, but it's supposed to bring in a lot of rain. And I can see that it's raining right back off over there, not too far. I hope we can make it to dark before it starts raining. But even though the wind changed and everything, it still probably bite a little bit. But I've seen it. Little deals like that happen, little changes like that. Well, it's not a little change, it's a major change to the fish. Water temperature drops, the water temperature staying the same, but the air temperature dropped 15, 18 degrees. Wind changed directions. Sometimes it's a killer. Sometimes it works the other way, turns them on. Oh, there's one. There's one. Not sure that's a bass. That's a mudfish. Look at there. It's a grinnell. It's a mudfish. I saw a big weight coming. I saw a big weight coming at it. Oh, look at that thing go. They are crazy. I'm going to tell you, they will bite your finger off right there. They are death on a spinnerbait. It's the one. Look, he's got it wrapped around. I can't believe he's not cutting my line. He's got that wrapped around his gill plate where they're spinning like catfish. See him spinning like a catfish? He's got it wrapped around his gill plate. These are bad mammy jammers right here. I got to tell you, man. They are bad mammy jammers. I'm going to hit my navigate where my boat will stay right here. Won't move while I play at this rascal. Won't you look at that puppy. Oh, he's bad. They don't quit either. I mean, he'll bite your finger off. I'm telling you, look at that fish. And look how my line is wrapped around. My line is wrapped around his gill plate, and they're slimy. They're hard to get a hold of. He's going to get my spinnerbait sure as the world. If I could ever get a hold of it. My line, look at my line is wrapped around. My spinnerbait is like toast. I can't get a hold of nothing. And I'm gonna tell you, they got teeth like a dog. They will bite your finger off. I'm telling you, they'll bite your finger off. And I can't get a hold of hardly nothing there. The way my bait is, it's all bent up. It's way down in his mouth. I can't get a hold of nothing. Look, I got line wrapped around everything. I don't really want him in my boat. I got him in my boat though anyway. Look at that fish, will you? Will you look at that? Look where my line is. My line is wrapped around him. My spinnerbait is toast. I got line wrapped around there. You know what I might do? I'm gonna have to just cut my line. Cut my line in two. Just get that out of the way. All right, I got a chance now. Now, you go. Don't run off. Don't run off my spinnerbait. Don't run off my spinnerbait. Look at those teeth in that mammy jammer, will you? You look at those teeth in that guy. Holy cow, look at that. Now, see their mouth? They're like a cotton mouth. They got cotton in their mouth. Look at there. Yee! That's a mudfish. Look at this. I'm going to tell you. Have you ever seen a Jimmy Houston spinnerbait look like that? It's bent completely backwards. It's bent completely backwards and it's straightened out. Look at that. Think about it. Bend her back. That's amazing. I got 20-pound test. 20-pound test Grand Slam high seas fishing line on there. And anything less than that, anything less pound test, anything less quality line, and that fish probably would have got away. It was a lot of fun, I gotta admit. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still got all my fingers. That's a big deal. On a spinnerbait, I tie Jimmy Houston knot. You double your line, run the double line through the eye of the bait, just like that right there. Lay it on the index finger of your left hand and come up here and lay the line right beside it. Grab a hold of the bait, wrap it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Run that double line that you double back up through that loop around your finger. Tighten it down. It's a pure 100% knot right there. Cinch everything down real tight. Oh, there's some rain coming. We're going to be here at Bienville fishing 2 or 3 days. Just come out here for the last couple hours before dark. Got rained on. I don't know, it's supposed to rain like 100% chance tomorrow. Ah. That was fun, I don't care. I saw that big weight coming after that bait. I saw that big weight coming after it, and I thought, golly, that's a big, huge bass. And then you see those grinnell a lot of times. That's what they do. They'll just take off after a bait like that guy did there. And I'm telling you. Oh, golly. That might have been got him. That might have been a crappie. That's a bass there. Or is it a crappie? What is that? It's a crappie. I saw the fish come up. I saw on that same, oh, look at that crappie. Look at that crappie. I saw that fish. I saw that fish come up and swirl and hit that bait, and I thought it might have been a crappie. That is a big crappie, sports fans. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Right on top of the water, and I just kept coming with it. And that was a different fish that hit it. That wasn't the same crappie that hit it the first cast. Yeah. Right here at dark, catching crappie, buzzing a spinnerbait.